Excuse my appearance. I figured this would be a really great time to sit down and make a video. I haven't done these sit downs and like talking to the camera in a while. So I'm just going to just wing it. And so I'm going to go ahead and start. Why did I choose an unassisted birth? Let me put my hair down and then, yeah, I'll continue. So, why did I choose an unassisted birth, a free birth? Well, because I trusted my intuition. I trusted my body. I trusted God, and pretty much the power, the whole process of birth, that it's by design, okay? By design, by God, okay? Nature. And nature is intelligent, okay? Without interference, without man-made control, man-made interference. We are nature, you know what I'm saying? And so that knowing and those beliefs that align with the truth that we are nature, that God created this, everything's by design, perfect harmony, it's all divine. And honestly, if I were to look back at my birth, my first ever birth, my first baby, I would never regret it. I would never have regret that decision I made, and that decision that I chose, that I trusted so much to really just follow this soul calling, because that's really what it was. It was a soul calling, the thoughts that kept coming up, like, I just want to birth my baby at home. And if I can't have a doula with me or a midwife, it doesn't matter. I want to birth at home. Now, of course, if there were to be any complication at all, I would definitely go to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? That's why the hospitals are there. For those just in case cases. You know what I'm saying? And the hospital was right down the street. I had no problem going if I had to. But my instinctual was to be home. My instinctual, my intuition, I want to be home in my privacy. You know what I'm saying? Completely trusting in my body, my process, the process of the body, and listening, deeply listening with no noise, absolutely no noise, nobody telling me what to do and all this kinds of things. That's the last thing I wanted. That's the last thing I wanted. So, and so the biggest thing that really helped me to fall back in trust and to eradicate fear and doubt and all that is knowing that that's not the truth of, that's not the truth of God. Fear is not the truth of God. Doubt is not the truth of God. And all kinds of things that are not the truth of God. So knowing the anxious anxiety of like, oh my God, what if something happens? What if this, all this stuff? That's not truly intuition. That's not intuition at all. And that's definitely not instinct. That's not instinctual, especially in animals where they free birth all the time. You know what I'm saying? And yes, you know, there is a community in animals as well where they possibly do, like, for example, I'm thinking of elephants. They probably do gather around when a mother is giving birth, or I'm not sure if the elephant just, you know, goes away from the pack or the group and births on her own. Regardless, it's a free birth and nobody is trying to touch you or tell you anything. They're trusting in this beautiful, miraculous event, this divine event. And so when I go back to reflect on my birth, the timing was incredible. It was divine timing. And it was just perfect. It was so perfect. And I have to say, there was no pain. It was just intense. That's all. There was no pain though. I can say it was truly a painless birth. The only thing it was just intense. The contractions, Me having to breathe in between the contractions helped tremendously. Knowing that I trust my body, so I allowed to open completely, continuing to assist my body to open, and release tension. That's all. That was all. That was the only part that I took part in, was assisting my body, releasing tension, and opening the body. And the rest did its thing. I tell you, the rest, the body did it. The rest of it, spirit, everything, the Holy Spirit, everything did its thing. And I trusted in the unseen. I trusted in the power of nature, and with no interference. I was not going to allow my mind to interfere. And that's what hospital settings do. They're all in the head, in the mind, and the thoughts, and in the programming, or the how can I say, the programming, the teachings, whatever they taught these people to do, or whatever, that's what they were certified in. Okay? And that's great. That's amazing. I'm serious. That really is. But I didn't want to go there. Okay? So it's just something that, I believe that women have power to choose how they want to birth their child. Whether you want to birth in the hospital, that's your decision. You know what I'm saying? If you want to birth at home, that's your decision. There's no shame, guilt, nothing has to take place. It is your decision, and it's ultimately in your hands how you birth your child, and how, as well as how you take care of your health, your well-being, your mindset, the thoughts that come in and out of your head. That's all under your control. Okay? And fully surrendering in the higher power. Okay? That if you truly feel inside a soul calling that you're meant to do an unassisted birth, and you obviously know that the fear and the doubt is just like so minuscule compared to this soul calling, that's what you're meant to do. Okay? Now, birth really teaches us about death. Birth is the exact opposite of death. So it's an exact mirror. And so death, in any way, whether you're about to give birth or not, death is promised. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing, that why are we so afraid to die? We should know this, that death is promised. Okay? It's about just trusting in life, and the fact that when you choose this decision and you know it's going to set you free, and you know that on the other side of this decision, at least you tried, at least you had the courage, the bravery, the integrity to really truly follow your soul and listening to your soul, rather than falling into a situation out of fear, or going into a situation out of fear, and then you're feeling super regretful, and and all kinds of things absolutely that you did not want happening is happening. So I'm reading my notes here because I actually wrote this like a month ago, because I really wanted to film this video a month ago, but things happened. I moved, and yeah, things are happening in real life, and so I've been really wanting to film this video. But anyways, another thing is there's no hierarchy in birth at all. Like I said, we have the power to choose. Women have the power to choose, okay, how they want to birth their child, period. This is my child, my baby, my body, my womb, okay? So, unassisted birth really reflected how I was living in daily life. I was not working a 9 to 5. I chose to be home. My partner was providing, and I pursued my creativity. I pursued my gifts and my creativity. Okay, and so that requires a lot of reflection, deep reflection, and looking more within, and listening a lot, listening to my ideas and pursuing. And that's intuition, pursuing your ideas, pursuing the uh, impulsive the impulsive feelings that we have. The initial feeling is intuition. We have these initial feelings and we wonder, am I overthinking? What is this? But that initial feeling, that impulsive feeling or reaction, not triggering, not triggered, nothing that is not who you truly are. I'm talking about that, like, for example, when I first found out that I was pregnant, the initial feeling was like, oh my God, home birth. Home birth. That was like a desire, like a feeling like, this is my first baby. I have, like, you know what I'm saying? And before I even wanted to, or not even wanted, way before I was a mother, I knew I wanted a home birth if I were to have a child. Okay, and I was not planning to have him. He came, okay? He came. It was what was supposed to happen. So, yeah, that's a soul calling. And so, unassisted birth reflected how I was living my daily life. So, I knew that this wasn't going to be hard for me because I really truly trusted in my intuition. I trusted in myself. I had a very calm mind. I did a lot of practices. I was just very meditative, if that makes sense. I was meditative and very centered within my truth, within myself, when it comes to all areas of life. Okay, so there you go. And so that's why I chose it. That's why I chose an unassisted birth. And so I pursued daily meditative practices, like I said, over the fast life, right? Over the majority of how people are living. This is what I chose, okay, in my life. It's all about choices. What are we choosing? And it doesn't even come down to which choice do you want to make. There's two ways. It's actually about, already what to do. You already know what to do. And I actually saw this in the Matrix movie. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, there we go. That's exactly how it is. So you already know what to do deep down with your life. And you just have to live how you want to live, period. You have to live how you want to live. And that's actually your destiny. How you want to live is seeded. These are the seeds that God gives you, okay? So, yeah, my partner took ownership in the hand of providing, and we moved out, and we got our own space together, and yeah, and I lived daily, how can I say? I lived daily feeling this feeling like, and yeah, maybe I did kind of overthink when it came to where I'm gonna birth and stuff, but deep down I knew I wanted to birth at home. So we did look at birth center. We looked at a birth center that was 2 hours away. We knew when we came back, there's no way that's gonna happen. And then, I got in touch with a couple doulas, but it's just like it just didn't like line up to be that way. So at the end of it, I told my family, yeah, I'm going to the hospital if anything, but I'm gonna labor as much as I can at home. I had to just go with what I was feeling when it came. I only told that to my family so that they won't worry and instill fear and try and come over. Yeah, no. I actually completely ignored everybody when the time came. So you just gotta do what you gotta do. So um, so the thing is birth is not logical. It's not logical. Like I said, these people that are certified in logic and all this kind of stuff, when it like information that comes from the head, birth is not logical. You cannot predict fully when the baby is coming. You cannot control how the baby is coming, like, at all. If the baby is late, which honestly that's not actually true. The baby comes when the baby comes. There's literally proof that the baby secretes a certain chemical that activates labor. Okay, that's when the baby is ready. You understand? So, and then the pushing part of it, my womb pushed my baby out. Okay, my body pushed my baby out. I did not have to push. All I had to do was breathe through it. Okay, it was amazing, and I had no tears, 0 tears. Okay, 0 tears, and my placenta came out beautifully in the shower, like an hour or 2 later. I think it was like an hour and a half. Okay, it was amazing. It was perfect. Okay, and so if you try to you just can't measure, predict, okay, birth or control it at all. So if you try to, you create focus in the head, which then the body follows. The body follows the mind. And so if you're fear of control freak, the body's gonna tense up. And yeah, you don't want that happening at all, because then that's where the pain comes in. That's where the complications come in. And especially during pregnancy, if you're a control freak with everything in your life as well, or if you're living a fast life, which is completely contradicting the body of a mother, right? The body of a mother is supposed to surrender, to flow, to rest during pregnancy, right? To nourish, right? Self-care. The body of a mother cannot be under stress. That's what's going to create complications. And so birth is 80% mental, 20% physical. It's all up here, okay? All up here. So we assist in the body, and we hold on to the faith of God, the unseen, the miracles, the unknown. You understand? We hold on to this faith and this knowing that God has everything under control, even with or even with death on the table. And I know that's gonna trigger people, but the reality is I could die tomorrow. Okay, we all could. So making this decision to live, right? To choose how the soul, you understand? That's your truth, your courage, your integrity, and exactly how everything is supposed to happen. Is you just can't shame the past. You can't even regret, even if things were to happen. And these are for the mothers who did not have the greatest birth. You understand? It's okay. It is okay, actually. And everything was supposed to happen the way it was supposed to happen. And so this is not going to be a long video. And yeah, that's really what I truly wanted to share, why I chose an unassisted birth. So yeah, I guess I will end the video here, and we'll see when the next video comes. I'm not really sure. I'm really truly trusting in my intuition. So I send you all so much love and peace, and Yeah.